We are getting to the end of this webinar. So in this last part, we are going to talk about site alerts, configuration advisories, and debugging strategies. So to do this, I will on purpose add some things into our Drupal site. And I will show you how our system is able to take those things and flag them for your development team to be aware of what's happening. And not only your development team, also your project management team. So let's do that. Okay, so going back to the code of our application, I add this module that will introduce some errors in certain pages. And also, as part of that module, I will do some configuration changes in our local site. So this is our local site. And let's go and enable our module, the error, the module to test the errors. So let's say test error. And then I will also, on purpose, I will do this. Let's go to configuration, then go back, go here to performance. And intentionally, I will disable this. I will do this because I have seen, sadly, that multiple Drupal sites in production have the aggregation disabled. And this is an important performance issue. And this is something that should be flagged and fixed as soon as possible. It is not a good practice to have those sites with this misconfiguration in production. So now I will do that. I will push these configuration changes into our UAT environment, and then we will be able to see how our system is smart enough to flag this kind of situation. So let's do this. Lando trash config export as we did before. As you could see, now we have some changes. Those are the core extension to enable the module and the performance settings that we just did alongside with the module. So let's do this, git status, git add, as you can see there, git add, then git commit. In this case, because I'm introducing an issue, I will say it wasn't me, and then push. As you remember from some of our initial videos, when I come back here, this is the expected behavior, the pipeline, the building process, and the deployment visibility. So I will wait for this to finish, and after that, we will see what happens. Now that our deployment was finished, I can see the result. The first thing that you will notice when I scroll down is that the just generated status is able to detect one of the things that I mentioned before. It is able to flag that the CSS aggregation is disabled and JavaScript aggregation is disabled, and it is affecting the performance. And as you know, when we are affecting the performance of a website, we are also affecting the positioning, the SEO of that website. So that's an important thing that we need to take into consideration. So the good thing is that now your team is aware of that, and your managers are aware that there is something that needs to be fixed. Also, as I mentioned before, this is not the only thing that we want to detect. But before showing you that, I will come back to my project, and here from the project settings, I will show you this, the notifications option. In this case, because we are working in the UAT environment, I will enable the notifications for the UAT using email. But also, if you download the mobile app, you will be able to receive push notifications about the situations that happen in your environments. So in this case, it could be the situation that I'm just concerned about things happening in UAT. I don't want to be receiving notifications from the dev environment because it's expected that that dev environment is unstable. But for example, the UAT for you is very important, and you want to enable the email notifications or push notifications. So, okay, with that in place, I will come back to the environments. And let's go there, environments, then UAT. And suppose that everything looks good. Your website looks really good. It is still working. The users are still navigating, but maybe some user in some place was experiencing an issue and you don't know that. But let me show you this. In this module that we introduce, there are some pages that will generate some issues. For example, this one. So I will try to log this page. And for example, this could be a visitor going to a specific page on your website and experiencing a real issue, a website error. And maybe you didn't notice that before, but thanks to FlexSite, it was able to detect that situation in that same moment. So as you can see now, we have a new site alert. If I expand this option here, it will tell you that it detected a 500 error, and it will also give you details about that. So that's really great because you will be able to detect those things before your clients. So let me show you something else. Now you need to debug that issue and you need to get more information. So we provide multiple ways that you can use to get more information about it. The first way is asking Flexi, our AI assistant. So when you click there in the Ask Flex button, it starts to look into that information about the error and give you good insights about that. Let's wait for Flexi to think about it and to analyze the situation. And as you can see now, it was able to determine that obviously there is a 500 error, and it is showing you information. It's saying that it comes from this module and also a lot of good information about that. And it is also able to determine other situations that could be related to that. But as you can see, you have one place to get context about the situation that's happening. And also for your development team, they can go here to the environment logs. They can view the logs of the website just clicking on this button, because there are situations when the site is not accessible anymore and they cannot log in into the site. So for these kind of situations, they can still use this button to get the logs from the Drupal site. So as you can see, it appears in a really nice looking way for them to understand the issues of this information. Is really useful for the development team. And also, because we know there is an error related to PHP, I'm going to download the logs from the last hour. And with those logs, I can then locally get more information. So I will download these logs. Let's do this. Let's go to downloads. And then with those things in my computer, I will open this log maybe here, and let me show you this. And yeah, as you could see, now we have the errors, and this is the information that the development team can use to also determine where is the issue and try to work on that, on the resolution of this thing. And remember that we enable the notifications. So after all these situations, also you should receive an email like this. And the best thing is that if you set up these for your mobile device to have the push notifications, you will be able to stay on the know of the things that are happening in that environment and with that website. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed all these nice tour about the FlexSite tools